Joe Louis Arena stood as a symbol of Detroit Red Wings hockey for decades. A brutal, intimidating fortress where dynasties were forged and opponents feared to tread. It wasn't about luxury or aesthetics. It was about winning, banners, and a suffocating atmosphere that fueled the team's dominance. The arena's low ceilings and tight corridors amplified the noise, creating an environment hostile to visiting teams. Joe Louis Arena was more than just a venue. It was a weapon, a concrete embodiment of Detroit's hockey prowess. The arena was old and falling apart, but the team was feared. This created a unique identity and atmosphere that was hard to replicate. Then came Little Caesars Arena, a stark contrast to its predecessor, a billion-dollar monument to modern sports culture, prioritizing glass walls and LED ribbons. Premium lounges and corporate partnerships replaced the old arena's grit. It was part of a downtown revival project, signaling Detroit's entry into a new era. But the transition wasn't seamless. The new arena opened during the Red Wings' worst stretch in generations. The playoff streak, a source of immense pride, came to an end. Rebuilds replaced parades, and empty seats replaced waiting lists. Detroit built a palace for champions. But the team's performance didn't match the grandeur. This contrast haunts the building, a constant reminder of what was lost. Joe Louis Arena may have been falling apart, but the team was feared. Little Caesars Arena is state-of-the-art, but the team is still searching for its identity. It's an uncomfortable truth that promo videos often avoid. Joe Louis was a place players dreaded entering. Little Caesars is where prospects learn under banners they didn't earn. One was a fortress, a symbol of unwavering strength. The other is a question, a symbol of uncertainty. Some fans appreciate the comfort, technology, and spectacle of the new arena. Others lament the loss of the riverfront atmosphere and the unique character of Joe Louis. You can't manufacture intimidation, install soul, or replace history with architecture. The memories and atmosphere are simply irreplaceable. So, what did Detroit really trade? An outdated building for a modern arena? Or a hockey cathedral for an entertainment product? The debate continues, with no easy answers. The transition from Joe Louis Arena to Little Caesars Arena sparked a heated debate. Supporters hailed it as progress, a necessary step forward for the city. Critics decried it as gentrification, a betrayal of the city's hockey heritage. Some saw it as survival, a way to keep the Red Wings in Detroit. Others viewed it as a betrayal of the team's blue-collar roots. The arguments continue to this day. The debate reflects deeper issues about the city's identity and values. The contrast between the two arenas is more than just a matter of architecture. It's a reflection of the changing landscape of sports and entertainment. It's a story about tradition versus progress, authenticity versus spectacle. It's a story about what it means to be a fan in the modern era. The debate still isn't settled in Detroit, and maybe it never will be. The legacy of Joe Louis Arena lives on in the memories of fans. The banners hanging in Little Caesars Arena serve as a reminder of the team's past glory. The hope is that the Red Wings can build a new era of success in their new home, but the shadow of Joe Louis Arena will always loom large. The memories of the past are hard to forget. The atmosphere of the old arena is impossible to replicate. The debate will continue as fans grapple with the changing landscape. The question remains, what is the true cost of progress? The answer is complex and multifaceted. It's a question that Detroit will continue to grapple with for years to come. The story of the two arenas is a story about more than just hockey. It's a story about a city, its people, and its identity. The demolition of Joe Louis Arena and the rise of Little Caesars Arena marked a turning point. The new arena, a billion-dollar monument to modern sports culture, boasts glass walls, LED ribbons, and premium lounges, signaling Detroit's entry into a new era. However, the transition was met with mixed reactions, sparking a city-wide debate. Supporters hailed it as progress, a sign of Detroit's revitalization. Critics lamented it as gentrification, a symbol of lost tradition. Some even saw it as a betrayal of the team's gritty past. The core issue was that Little Caesars Arena didn't inherit a dynasty, it inherited a team in decline. The timing couldn't have been worse. The legendary playoff streak, a source of immense pride, came to an end. Rebuilds replaced the celebratory parades that once filled the streets. Empty seats became commonplace, a stark contrast to the sold-out crowds of the past. Detroit built a palace fit for champions, but the team moved in at its lowest moment. This juxtaposition created a haunting contrast that lingers within the arena's walls. Joe Louis Arena, despite its age and decay, was a fortress where opponents feared to tread. Little Caesars Arena, with all its modern amenities, is where young prospects learn under banners. Banners they didn't earn, a constant reminder of the team's former glory. One arena was a symbol of intimidation, a place where victories were forged in fire. The other is a question mark, a place where the team is still searching for its identity. Some fans embrace the comfort, the technology, and the spectacle of the new arena. They appreciate the modern amenities and the enhanced fan experience. Others, however, feel that something died when the Riverfront Arena went silent. They miss the raw energy, the palpable intensity, and the sense of history that permeated Joe Louis Arena. Because you can't manufacture intimidation, it has to be earned. You can't simply install soul, it has to develop organically. And you certainly can't replace history with architecture, no matter how grand. So what did Detroit really trade when it made the move? Was it simply an outdated building for a modern arena, a necessary upgrade for the city? Or was it a hockey cathedral, a sacred space where legends were made for a mere entertainment product? A polished, corporate-sponsored experience lacking the heart and soul of its predecessor? In this city, the debate still rages on, fueled by nostalgia and a longing for the past. The echoes of the Joe's roar still resonate in the hearts of many fans. And maybe, just maybe, the debate will never truly be settled. The memories of Joe Louis Arena are too powerful, too deeply ingrained in the city's hockey culture. The new arena may offer comfort and convenience, but it can never fully replace the legend. The legend of the Joe, the concrete furnace where dynasties were built and opponents were crushed. A place where the Red Wings didn't just win, they ruled. And that legacy, that unforgettable era, will forever be etched in Detroit's hockey history. Little Caesars Arena has a long way to go to earn that same reverence. It must forge its own identity, create its own memories, and build its own dynasty. Only then can it truly escape the shadow of its predecessor. Only then can it become more than just an entertainment product. Only then can it become a true hockey cathedral in its own right. The journey is long and arduous, but the potential is there. The future of Red Wings hockey rests on the shoulders of the players who skate on that ice, and the fans who fill those seats, hoping to witness a new era of greatness. The spirit of the Joe may be gone, but the passion for hockey remains. And that passion, that unwavering loyalty, is what will ultimately define the legacy of Little Caesars Arena. The story is still being written, the chapters are still unfolding. And only time will tell if this new arena can truly live up to the legend of the Joe. The pressure is on, the expectations are high. But the city of Detroit is ready to embrace a new chapter in its hockey history, a chapter filled with hope, promise, and the unwavering belief that the Red Wings will rise again. And when they do, Little Caesars Arena will be ready to welcome them home. A home where new legends will be born and new memories will be made. A home where the spirit of the Joe will live on, inspiring future generations of Red Wings players. The trade may have been uncomfortable, but the future is bright. And the city of Detroit is ready to embrace it with open arms and unwavering support. The legacy continues. The journey begins. This contrast between the two arenas continues to haunt Detroit. Joe Louis Arena, despite its age and disrepair, was a place where players feared to enter. Little Caesars Arena, while modern and comfortable, is where prospects learn under banners they didn't earn. The question lingers: did Detroit trade an outdated building for a modern arena, or did they trade a hockey cathedral for an entertainment product? The debate remains unsettled, with some fans embracing the comfort and spectacle of the new arena, while others mourn the loss of the riverfront's silent intimidation. The memories of the Joe are strong. Fans remember the feeling of the cold air coming off the river as they approach the arena. They recall the smell of hot dogs and beer permeating the concourses. They remember the deafening roar of the crowd after a Darren McCarty goal. These are the things that cannot be replicated in a new building. The intangible elements of soul and history cannot be manufactured or installed, leaving a void that architecture alone cannot fill. It's a feeling, an atmosphere, a sense of belonging that transcends the physical structure. The new arena tries, with its modern amenities and sleek design, but it lacks the grit, the character, the battle scars of its predecessor. The silence is deafening when the team is down. The energy feels manufactured, not organic. The team is trying to create new memories, but the old ones linger. The banners hang as a reminder of what once was. The ghosts of Gordie Howe and Steve Eiserman still roam the ice. The new players are trying to create their own legacy, but it's a tough act to follow. The fans are patient, but they long for the days of dominance. They want to feel that fear again, that intimidation factor. They want to see the Red Wings return to their former glory. The true value of the trade remains a contentious issue in Detroit. Some argue that the new arena is necessary for the city's revitalization, bringing in revenue and attracting new businesses. Others maintain that it was a mistake to abandon the riverfront, sacrificing history and tradition for modernity and luxury. The debate will likely continue for years to come. As fans grapple with the changing landscape of Detroit hockey, one thing is certain: Joe Louis Arena will never be forgotten. Its legacy will live on in the memories of fans and players alike. The echoes of its roar will continue to reverberate through the city, a reminder of a time when Detroit was the undisputed capital of hockey. Whether Little Caesars Arena can ever achieve the same level of reverence remains to be seen. For now, it stands as a symbol of a new era, an era defined by change, transition, and the ongoing search for a new identity. The team needs to create a new identity. They need to find a way to make the new arena their own. They need to create new memories and new traditions. They need to win. Only then will the trade be worth it. Only then will the fans forget about the Joe. Only then will Little Caesars Arena become a true home for the Red Wings. The team's future depends on it. The city's pride depends on it. The legacy of Detroit hockey depends on it. The team has a lot to prove. They need to show the fans that they are worthy of the banners that hang in the rafters. They need to show the city that they are still a force to be reckoned with. They need to show the league that Detroit hockey is not dead. The journey back to the top will be long and difficult. But the Red Wings are determined to reclaim their place among the elite. They are ready to write a new chapter in the history of Detroit hockey. And they are determined to make Little Caesars Arena a place where opponents fear to tread once again. The future is unwritten. The legacy is waiting to be made.